Yeah.
This is Ernie Smith. This is BREADMANtv. Yeah.
Jesus bring love for one another.
And that is why he's live.
You for Jesus.
The icon,
For Jesus.
the legendary Mr. Ernie Smith. Good morning, Ernie. Welcome to Groovin.
Blessings, blessings, blessings.
Good morning, Ernie. How you doing, sir?
Why? Not over with that intro.
Well, you know, Ernie, you certainly deserve all those accolades. And when I heard that you were going to be in town, I said, there's no way we're going to do mic check this morning if you are here in New York City and not have you live in the studios. Take us back, man. You heard Anthony said you sang on church choirs, and how fitting. All for Jesus. Take us back to the stories, Ernie. How it happened? Tell us.
Whoa, Dread, I got to tell you something. 1975, when I write that song, All for Jesus, the Dread them say, what is? Where you go with this mass? You know? and the Christian them say, boy, what you know, that too rough for church. You know?
I would sing it in church every Sunday.
No, man, let me tell you something.
Every Sunday, huh?
It's like it lifting me up right now.
Wow.
Just taking the energy.
Yeah.
Well, you know, Ernie, it has been a blessing. It has been a blessing to have people like you around who, when I saw it in your bio that you were the one who actually took reggae music to Canada, make it popular in Canada. People need to know these things, and that is why we do this program called Mic Check. It is get to know the person behind the music. Tell us about your family and your background a little bit.
Well, let me tell you a little bit about Canada, though. It was me alone who took reggae music to Canada. Leroy Sibbles was there, man, and he was heavy too. He was my big competition. But family, man, everywhere we were going, we were in the car, we were singing. Here around the corner,
So it's part of you.
It's part of us. My father used to play the guitar. He never had one, but every now and again he would borrow a guitar and bring it home and call us as kids and say, "Come man, sing a song, man, sing a song."
Okay.
My favorite song was a song by Nat King Cole. They tried to tell us we're too young.
Yes.
Every one of us had a song that we learned at a certain point in our life, when it was suddenly we knew all the words to this song,
right?
And they'd call you out on a Sunday, when visitors came over, and you have to sing the song.
Tell us about the fact that your mom sang on a church choir, and your father was very instrumental too. Tell us how were your parents?
My father, every time there was something on the radio, like on a Sunday morning, he had this big old bass voice, and he was always singing the bass to these songs. And I found out afterward that he used to pump the organ in a church called St. Cyprian's Church in Highgate. He was the one who pumped
the organ. Right.
Yeah, so he was immersed in the music from day one,
Right.
And my mother, when they were courting, my mother used to walk with him through the streets of Highgate, and Daddy would be playing the guitar and she'd be singing, And it was.
You was born into the music.
I was born into the music.
Wow. In the background is a song called "Bend Down." Mr. Ernie Smith, tell us about Bend Down. Because you have written a lot of songs. You have written songs for many people. But tell us about this song "Bend Down."
I was driving through the Bogwalk Gorge, and these words just kind of came to me. The pieces of our love are scattered far and wide, and me and my pride can't bend down to pick them off the ground. That's what. It kind of just came to me.
The pieces of love.
The pieces of our love are scattered far and wide, and me and my pride can't bend down to pick them off the ground.
I hope it wasn't any bad woman, because you have a song called "Bad Woman," because a lot of you singers have this love thing about Ernie. The legendary, Ernie, I saw where you once went to an audition or you once went to sing a song for somebody and they turned you down. What was that story about?
It was an audition to be a radio announcer is what it was.
Oh, really?
That's taking me trouble now, you know. I'm come take his job.
Tell me about that.
I went to RJR and I had done quite a few auditions before, you know, because I tried to get into JBC. I tried quite a few things. But the last thing I did for JBC, Jeff Barnes got through. I didn't.
Morning, Jeff. Yes.
You know. But I went to by this time I was working back in the country, but I took this day off from town and I went day off from work, and I went to RJR to do this audition. And it was over in 20 minutes. They told us, don't call me, we'll call you.
Oh, one of them. Oh, boy.
Hold on. They said you mustn't call them, they will call you.
Yes.
But the end result is something like...
for other things, right?
Yeah, the end result is something like this, Anthony. Now, Anthony, you're going to tell me why this song is one of your favorite Ernie songs.
Well, that song, you know, back in Jamaica when you have the what they call it, the thing, the roof.
I don't know.
The rain falling and you hear the pitter-patter.
Zinc.
It
Zinc
makes you
roof,
want
man. Or a shingle roof, too.
So now, Ernie, you tell us about this pitter-patter song, Raindrops.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
It wasn't really the first recording, but... When I played this one for them, it was because I didn't have anything else. I didn't have anything new. I'd written this one, but I just didn't think it was anything.
Turned out to be a monster hit.
Yeah. Yes.
Turned out to be a very big hit for Ernie Smith.
Yeah.
Now, the inspiration, there's a lot of love in your music, and there's a lot of underlying message in your music. The inspiration in your writing, where it came from?
I have to say it came from the almighty source, man. That's all I can say. You know, we were raised in church, you know, and every time things look like they're going nowhere, you know, it's just a corner, man. It's just... Success is just around the corner.
When you sit down to write, what comes to mind?
Everything and nothing. You know, I usually just start playing something on the guitar and seeing if it fits with something in my mind, and or somebody might say something. You know, you never know. Before we leave here, you might have given me a lyrics and don't even know. I'm gonna rewind a little bit and tell us when you went to Canada. I mean, understanding that was many years ago, and our music wasn't being played really worldwide. What was the struggles like to get our music on radio and stuff like that? We had something called the toilet circuits in Canada. You know, towns along the St. Lawrence River, towns going west. You know, little towns with little crowds. You know, little radio stations, and it was rough. It was really rough, especially in winter when the Canadian bands don't want to tour. You know?
It was a struggle.
It was a struggle.
In the background is a song called Bad Woman.
Why don't you go on radio so I can turn you off sometime? Bad woman.
Now, this song, Bad Woman. Ernie? Ernie?
This song was the first year of my first marriage.
Up story, you know. Hi. Story. Tell us, Ernie.
Yeah. I used to just sit there and play, play the music, play records, listening. I was doing mostly listening, to music, not to her. And it was, I guess she wanted more attention than I had to give her because, you know, I really was into making the hit. So therefore I was into doing a lot of listening.
So you end up writing Bad Woman?
Yes, I ended up writing.
No, you're going to tell me that after you write Bad Woman, it leads you to write this one, I Cannot Take It. Eh, Ernie?
No, actually,
it's after Ernie Smith.
This actually was the first song I wrote.
Wow, this one?
This is the first song.
Tell us about it.
This is, I was working at Reynolds. This is a song that
Johnny Nash.
Nash.
Yeah, but this is a song that I wrote when I had the whole day off from work. When they told me, don't call us, don't call us.
So you couldn't take it anymore? No, continue.
You know?
So
I had this song, I'd written this song.
Right.
And I had the whole day off from work. So I went down to Federal Records.
Right.
And I presented myself actually as a songwriter because, you know, we had a band back in the country, but we had vocalists, you know. I just played the guitar.
Right.
You know? But this was the only song I'd sing in the band. So they told me, you know, I told them, you know, maybe you can get somebody to sing this song. So I taught the song to Conroy Cooper, the keyboard player, and when the two producers came in, the owners of the studio came in, they listened to the song and said, "There's a band coming in at 2:00, man. You can just stay and sing it yourself."
How did you feel then? Because you felt like they were turning you down or anything?
No, I was nervous. They're putting me on the spot because I presented myself as a songwriter. I wanted them to get somebody to sing it. And they told me I must stay and sing the song. So I was kind of nervous.
You were nervous, huh? You were nervous, huh?
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, this man has many, many hits. Mr. Ernie Smith. He's live. Now, this is not the first girl that left you though, Ernie. You wrote this song about, huh? Because tears on your pillow, you're dreaming about her, and all kind of things. Now, it's a very lovely song. This song was done by Johnny Nash?
Yes, it was re-recorded.
Now, how did Johnny Nash get a hold of this song to do the song? He heard it and he called you, and what happened?
He had a connection with the studio that I recorded for in Jamaica, Federal Records. Connection with them. And then there was Danny Sims, his manager, who, you know, who also had a connection with the studio.
Okay.
He recorded it in 75, and it became a big hit. When we were in Germany in 75, everywhere we went, we heard that record, and it was England, Germany, all over Europe, you know. It never got this side of the world.
Now, what was it like? I mean, you must have got to know Johnny Nash.
Yeah, I got to know him.
You got to know him, which is great. Now, you know, one of the big things that always come up when we talk to artists like yourself, who has been around for a long time, is royalties. And I do hope that you're getting your royalties from this song, because this song is a very powerful song, you know.
To this day,
yes,
these royalties are coming.
Thank you.
Wow.
Good. Anthony, any questions for the legendary Ernie Smith?
Yeah, man. Well, I know the Garden Parish in Jamaica, St. Anne's. I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is where Ernie is from, and people like the Franklins, and you know, some of those families. Tell us about growing up in St. Anne's and interacting, because you know the Franklins is my family, and you know your family.
All right. The Franklins went to school with my sisters, right? And they were part of the first band we started in Claremont. Yeah. Clive used to sing. Donnie used to sing. You know, I used to play guitar. I could sing, but I never felt like, you know. But those guys had it. Those guys were upfront guys, man, and could dance too, you know. You know, and we used to go on trips. You know, we used to go on trips. All the sisters, you know, and brothers used to go on trips. So
Evan, all of those.
yeah, man.
But
Go ahead, Anthony.
yeah, take us back though to 1972, the World at Festival in Tokyo. Life is just for living.
Life is Just for Living was written for a beer commercial. It was actually written for Red Stripe.
Okay.
And we entered it into the Tokyo Festival, the World Popular Festival in Tokyo, sponsored by Yamaha Foundation. You know, this thing was so big. I mean, there were 18,000 people indoors. You know, 64 people in the orchestra, and I was so nervous. I think I drank about a half a quart of vodka before I went on stage. In those days, I was drinking. You know, so we I felt good. Once I went on stage and started singing, everybody started clapping in the rhythm. So I knew something was up.
Wow.
And when I finally knew I was going to be placed, when one of the officials in the thing started following me around, everywhere I went, he made sure he was there. And after a while, he just called me up to the stage. You know.
Wow. You know, Ernie, we never generally open the phone lines this early, but there are questions coming in. So let me take this quick call. Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
I'm great. I just want to say hello to Ernie Smith.
Go ahead. He's listening.
Good morning, Ernie Smith.
Morning.
I thought you had a question for Ernie.
Oh, you do?
Listen, I learned about you at the age of 5 years old, right?
Yeah.
How I learned about Ernie Smith is from my father, Keith Stewart.
Keith Stewart. Whoa. Keith Stewart, the musician?
Yes.
All right.
And because I used to be in his house in Corridors, Montego Bay, and he had a lot of vinyl.
Okay.
And he had a lot of your music.
Yeah.
And I used to always go to his vinyl and play his music. And that's how I learned about Ernie Smith. And I think my father was very fond of you also.
Oh, yeah. I remember him very well. Very well.
Did you have a relationship with my dad?
Oh, yes. We played at the Holiday Inn together. We did shows together, not together, but, you know, on the same stage. We shared the same stage at the Holiday Inn. Yellow Bird in Montego Bay.
The Yellow Bird Club you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
Way back when, huh?
Way
back when. Well, caller, thank you very much. And certainly, it seems to me like you know a lot about Ernie's music.
Of course.
Yeah, man. We give thanks for the support and the strength, all right?
Bless up.
Thanks for calling.
Thank you very much.
Stay with me for a while.
Now, Ernie, the influence in this kind of music, because this could be easily said it was like Jamaica's R&B. Tell us about the mushy side of you elder Jamaicans, because for some reason, you know, a lot of you older musicians write some lovely love songs. Tell us about that, Ernie.
Well, we love. We love songs. So it just must turn out that way. Actually, I wrote this one when we're in Canada, though.
Go ahead.
Oh, man, this song was... I haven't heard it for so long, you know.
Bringing back some memories this morning.
Bringing back some memories, yeah. There was a girl called Judy.
Tell us about her, no?
Can't tell you too much. Can't reveal everything.
Exactly.
So just give us a little thing about Judy, no, man. Anthony.
It's not Judy, it's Duty.
Duty. Wow. So, what is the big secret, Ernie? It's Valentine's weekend, man.
No, get the money in that trouble.
One of the things I wanted to ask Ernie, because there was a time when people used to mistake Pluto Shervington and you. I mean, you had a kind of similar sound, and a lot of the songs, some people thought you were the singer of his songs, and people thought he was the singer of your songs. Tell us about that whole thing with Pluto and being on the circuit.
Boss, it's still happening. It's still happening. But listen to this now. I driving through St. Thomas, right? And I go run across the road. And I drop on my brakes. Right? And the man sit on and says, boy, I'm sure dead. I could buy a pound of rice. That really happened to me.
Wow.
But guess what?
Pluto.
It's Pluto, right? The song.
Well, you know, there's a very famous song, and I don't think we're going to have time to talk about it, but when we come back on the other side, we will discuss this one. You know what? We have 3 minutes to the top of the hour, Ernie.
Yes, my daughter
tell us about Duppy our Gunman. What happened?
I was driving home from a gig, you know, and I had a nice lady to go home with. Her home, not mine.
Oh, all right.
So it just felt like there was someone. I dropped home this friend who used to help me with the equipment, but it felt like there was somebody still in the back of the vehicle, you know. And I said to her, boy, it must be a Duppy, you know. And then I thought about it, and I said, Oregon man. You know, I went to my home that night because I heard the lyrics when I said it.
Yo, you hear it tonight?
I hear it in my head when I said it. Yeah, so I nothing really happened, but I made up all of that stuff. But that's where I got the lyric from.
Okay.
Now, was there somebody really watching Ernie? Because I tell you, you know, the love songs them when you write, the love songs them when you sing. I knew we were coming to this point, you know.
Yeah.
I knew we were coming to Duppy our Gunman.
Yeah.
Because for some reason, a lot of ladies must be banging on Ernie Smith door. But then, Ernie, you have more to tell us, man. Tell us a little more, man. Because the story not ends so. Ernie, the story don't end like that. What happened?
What happened was that instead of staying with this lady and, you know, having the fun of, you know, I just drove home to...
You cut?
I just cut the lyric. So I just cut.
You felt the inspiration.
I felt the inspiration, yeah.
Well, my daughter listened to the song about a couple of weeks ago, and the comedic part of the song, I guess it transcends part along the generations, because as 12 years old, she likes the song. She definitely likes the song. Right. But she's just saying she really want to know why you left the girl. Why you not bring her with you? You just run and left her.
Ernie, a 12-year-old figure it out. A 12-year-old Ernie.
I didn't leave her. I didn't forget her. It's just her name I forget because I have to go home, go deal with the music.
We will return in about 3 minutes. We got the icon. We got the legendary Mr. Ernie Smith. Now, I just got a question that came in. Ernie, have you ever collaborated with Toots or any festival song that... I know you wrote a festival song for Take the Straw.
Yeah.
You never... Did you do a festival song? Any festival song by you?
Yes. 1994, I think it was. I wanted that experience, you know, having recently come home. But it wasn't the same as back when we used to do it.
Right.
You know, we didn't go to so many towns. We didn't go to, it wasn't a tour of Jamaica like it used to be when festival songs were back. You know, it was big venues and it wasn't the same.
We never spoke about, and let's talk about it now. When you left Jamaica for a while, and which song did you do then? Why it created an uproar? What was the song?
It was a song called "As We Fight One Another for the Power and the Glory, the Kingdom Goes to Waste."
Power and Glory. That's what it's called. Power. Tell us about it.
Yes.
Tell us about it, Ernie.
I used to play every Monday in Montego Bay at Sea Wind Hotel, and you know, there was a group that always came out, you know, and one Monday I went there to play, and a friend of mine, I kept asking for him, where is he? What happened? You know, and say, you didn't know? You didn't know, and I found out that he was shot. he was shot, he was murdered. You know, so there's a line in the song that said, as you, every time you ask for some old friend you hear say, just last night you meet a sad, sad end. You know, and if you talk too loud and if you walk too proud, watch where you lay your head. You know, Michael didn't like that. Straight up.
Just where we're going, violence and crime is commonplace in these said times.
You know, Ernie, for a while, message music were suppressed in Jamaica. People did not like when you put the right message out there. And I think you're not the only artist that faced this.
Oh, no. Maxi Romeo did a song called No Joshua No. You know, it was banned. Bob Andy did a song called Fire Burning. It was banned. There was quite a few songs that was banned. You know.
Now, sorry, Ernie, you got to tell the young man to free up the phone lines. The calls are coming in. Good morning, caller.
Good morning. How you doing?
Yes, go ahead.
Ernie, before you guys go to Power and Glory, I think you all should discuss Heal the Man, how that come about, what's going on, why you come to Heal the Man, all right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
and how it you know, the thing with Power and Glory, how you go from one end to the other, all right?
One extreme end to the other, huh?
Yeah.
All right, sir. Go ahead, Ernie. Talk about it.
I was so buoyed up. I was so elated about the coming change when Michael Manley won the election. You know, I was so into, it was the first time I voted, and you know, I was so into this situation because we really, many of us young people really felt here comes a good change.
Right.
You know, so that's why I wrote that song.
Right.
What would you say to the coming of a brand new day when the shadows are falling away, even from the eyes of yore?
Wow.
Express it if you might as a passing of the night and the coming of the light through a brand new door.
You know, Ernie, I think you're all in back on
like
us.
inspired words.
Ernie, I think you're all in back on us, you know, because I asked you earlier on about when you sit down to write. You have written so many powerful songs. Why are you all in back this morning?
That situation inspired the writing of that song.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, man. Good morning, caller. You're live on the air. Go ahead.
Hi, Ernie.
Morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, friends on the crew.
Good morning.
And the audience. Yeah, Ernie, the Power and the Glory there.
Yeah.
I remember I was a youngster then. I was in my teens and my early 20s, really. But I remember the significance of it. What I want to ask you now, if you think the situation has made significant changes since you did the Power and the Glory and since your exile and return to the country, and if so, do you think that the Power and the Glory has played any role in this, and should we be having more of that type of music?
Okay, caller. I don't want to cut you off, but you maybe you should ask one question at a time. You're going all over the place there. First question.
All right. Does he think that the situation has improved since, and if so,
answer the
question.
I think when I listen to what the young people are saying on the radio now, you know, I can't say if it was my song that was banned that caused that. But there's far more freedom of speech on the radio now than there was in those times.
Right. Second question. Go ahead.
Now, does he think that his song and songs of that era at that time have played any role in this? And should we be having more of it?
I just answered that. I didn't think that I can't say specifically if my song or the fact that it was banned drew attention to songs like these. But anything is possible.
You know, I can say yes to that, you know, because it opened up our eyes to a lot of things, you know. I remember a few weeks ago, go back to the Lucky Dube interview. When Lucky Dube spoke about the fact that in South Africa back then, when he was a youngster coming up in the music business, he was only, they were only allowed to listen to like Jimmy Cliff's music. It wasn't until 1989 that Bob Marley's music and Peter Tosh's music were played on the radio openly, because by then I guess apartheid was over, and they had to free up the music.
And,
so
and last week we even interviewed Ansel, and he brought up his song "Tricked."
Yes,
and
which was banned.
Which was banned for the same reason. It seems like we've transcended out of that age where it was looked on bad for you to really voice your opinion and try to uplift the people. To me, I look at it as uplifting the people, and I do think that you and many of others laid that groundwork for these artists today to be able to be so freely with their speech. Let me ask you something.
Hold on 1 second.
In
hold on, Breadman. 1 second. Let's get rid of the callers on the line first, and then thank you very much, caller.
I just like to close up by saying more power and more glory.
Okay, thank you, sir. Next caller. Good morning.
Yes, good morning, Ralph Clem.
Yes, sir.
I from Spice Island, Grenada, man. I got it on Smith.
Yes, go ahead.
On Smith and Ken Lazarus. Whatever Ken Lazarus, that's one thing. Whatever Ken Lazarus gone. Ken Lazarus.
I cannot hear you clearly now.
Ken Lazarus is in Belize.
Man, I was feel like that. I want to know, man. I from Spice Island, man. Oh, I'm glad you that. Thank you, man.
All right, sir. All right, sir. All right. Breadman, we have callers from everywhere. Go ahead with your question now, Breadman.
No, I was saying in retrospect, what we were talking about this song, and I know you paid for it. You were exiled, but would you do that over? Would you write that song again? Would you release that song again if you had to do it over? Do you?
It's a different climate.
I'm saying even back then, in that climate, if you had a chance to do that over again, would you take that same direction?
Yeah, because I didn't do it out of any malice for any particular situation.
Message.
I did it. His song says, "Me not care who I do it."
Message.
Just said that, no right.
Exactly.
Message music. Now let's go into the new album. Well, we're limited on time.
Live your life 'cause you're going for the best, and Judge love will help you do the rest.
This one is called Country Mile. A brand new album available at VP. Tell us about Country Mile. Tell us about Country Mile.
Country Mile is I look at life now from the hills where I live. You know, just say it like it is. You know, when you feel it, you got to say you feel it. You know, it's a freedom I've never felt before. There's a song on it called "You Are a Lion" with Ron Machette.
Right.
You know, it's just like how I see life now.
Right.
You know, and I had so much fun doing that album.
Wow. Let me say good morning to Mr. Phil Trent DeCosta. How are you, sir? That is an Italian listening to a Caribbean program right here on VIP. Let's take 2 quick calls. Good morning, caller.
Yeah, good morning. Just to say to Mr. Ernie, pick up your pen and start writing again, just like you did before.
All right, sir. Yeah, man. Give thanks. Let's move to this next call. Good morning, caller. You're live on the air.
Morning.
Yes, go ahead real quick.
Yes, Ralph Clem.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man, healing up the crew there, you know. And just want to give a shout out to Mr. Ernie Smith.
Yeah, man. Give thanks for that. He's
Give thanks, yeah.
Been listening to this man since I was a little boy, because I was living across the street from the National Arena. So whenever any shows come to the arena, I would be up front, you know. And I was greatly inspired by this man, and up to this day, I still live by some of the sentiments that this man has been singing about.
Wow.
I just wish we had many more Ernie Smith in the world today.
Yeah, man, definitely.
As the great Lucian, I would say, imagine living in a world where there is no more war. You understand?
Definitely, and we hope one day that we will be in that world, huh?
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
and
man.
if we continue being inspired by this man's music, Mr. Ernie Smith, then we can see forth that coming.
Well, you know, yeah, man, definitely. I really, Anthony, I really want to close out my section of Mic Check this morning with my favorite song on this brand new album. It's called Zion Bound. Take a listen.
Breadman, make myself your life is not a dead